I look forward to the day one of these vigilante stings goes wrong and these so-called paedophile hunters winds up dead. Wishing death on... So I don't even wish death on paedophiles, I just want them to be held accountable. That's a really, really extreme comment from clearly a potato that just sits behind a keyboard. This guy needs his search history looking at quick time. Hi, I'm Mike from Darklight. I'm a paedophile hunter. I appeared on a video a couple of months ago. I'm back today to reply to some of those comments. Let's do this. Sentences for paedophiles should be the same as murder sentences. It's literally murdering children's childhoods. I've been a kid that has gone through abuse. I've been a kid that has witnessed the after effect of what abuse does to you. I mean, I've got bipolar, I've got complex PTSD. It's something that'll never go away. So yeah, I definitely think the sentencing needs to be increased. It's disgusting, and it just shouldn't exist in society. It shouldn't. You people are... I have been physically attacked, stalked and harassed by paedophile hunters claiming I am a convicted paedophile when I'm not. It's unfortunate that you have been physically attacked, stalked and harassed. However, that wasn't me. It's really, really important to me morally that I get it right, just so we're not implicating anyone that is innocent, and that's never happened. We've never got the wrong person. We have a 100% rate of getting it right. My father was a paedophile, was never even charged, told hospital, cops, they did nothing. That's the way it was in the early 60s. He's dead now, thank God. I am so sorry that you had to endure what you had to endure as a kid. No child should ever have to go through that. But you were failed by the system. The important message to you directly is to know that you did nothing wrong. It was forced upon you. You had no choice in the matter. And most importantly, you survived. You got through it. Like, strong person. Thank you. This is a really important question. And how many of those friends requests are from Middle Eastern men, I wonder? 2%, I'd say. 2% were from Middle Eastern. 98% white British males. Just saying. Don't look at stereotypes. Stereotypes are BS. These vigilante should all be charged with crimes. I look forward to the day one of these vigilante stings goes wrong and these so-called paedophile hunters winds up dead. Wishing death on... So I don't even wish death on paedophiles, I just want them to be held accountable. That's a really, really extreme comment from clearly a potato that just sits behind a keyboard. This guy needs his search history looking at quick time. Oh, what he does is entrapment, is it not? No, it's not. We never send the first message, ever. We're contacted by the person. At the point that they contact us, they're informed that it's a child they're speaking to with an age, and it's then down to them to decide whether or not they want to have the conversation. It's their moral compass, not mine. It's not entrapment. Otherwise, I'd be the one going to prison and not them. When they set up a decoy profile, what pictures are they using for the profile? That's a really good question, actually. Now, what the decoy pictures are historic pictures of people that are now adults, and we then have them sign an authority form that authorises us to use historic pictures of them as children to catch the bad guys. Let's see him go after the elites, but he won't do that. Says who? People have this presumption that paedophile hunters only concentrate on the lower end of the scale. Like, if I can find someone that's at the top of the ladder that's abusing kids while them people are protected, I'll do everything in my power to take them down. You've only got to look at what's happening in Hollywood. The elites have got a massive problem because the world's waking up. The power of one, that's beautiful. If I can stop one person, just one person with this from becoming another version of me and having to live the same kind of life that I have, then, you know, that's the power of one. I've seen and encountered some of the most grueling things you could ever imagine. Some of the conversations that I've seen have kept me up at night. But if I can stop one kid from encountering that and stop that happening, then it's what we have to do, isn't it?
What do you think should happen to these people? Like, is there a way to rehabilitate them?
I don't think there's any rehabilitation for him, because I've seen so many repeat offenders. I've caught so many repeat offenders. I've caught people who have historically raped and abused children. One guy in particular, we caught him while he was in a bail hostel. And he was meant to be managed by his, his MAPA officer, having no devices, yet he had 2 phones and an iPad. Thank you to this man, his story is amazing. I always wondered why most of the time the paedophiles themselves were abused as kids after they know what it feels like to have that done to them. You would think that they would never want to do that to somebody. Double-edged comment that. My story is far from amazing. It's good what I've turned it into, and I'm incredibly proud of what I've turned it into, but it's a difficult pill to swallow. I genuinely don't believe that all paedophiles, or the vast majority of paedophiles, have been abused themselves. For me, I could think of 3 or 4 different predators that I've stood in front of that were abused as kids themselves. That's a very, very small percentage. I don't think that statement's true. He's the Batman of 2020. Both of them were affected by crimes when they were a kid, and now they've vowed to stop it. A lot of people kind of come up with these superhero comments and whatever else, but I'm just a dad that went through some pretty heavy stuff when I was a kid. I think personally the rest of the world is crazy for not doing what we're doing. Everybody is accountable for children, even if you've not got kids. Here I am 3 years later with a lot of convictions, a lot of re-offenders caught, and a lot of real children protected. I never imagined when I started out 3 years ago that I'd be having conversations with people in South Africa, or people in Australia, or people in Canada. We're now, on the back of the last video, working with different organisations and different umbrellas to try and raise awareness in schools and with parents and with young people. If you're a parent and you're seeing this video, what I really want you to do is go and check your child's device. Children are at risk. Paedophiles are online. It's not going anywhere, but the prevention starts at home. And you do find anything, speak to the police. Please speak to the police, because my inbox is full. The following day, she went and gave a statement and secured 5 counts of rape on him. And on the 4th of June, just gone, he was jailed for 8 years. That's a real person. That's a real 12-year-old who's had to live through those times. And then just because I put a picture on a Facebook page, for her to come forward and disclose, one, that she's been raped and abused by him, but then to go own it and follow it through. He had no option but to plead guilty.